If you're the dad in your house or the primary caregiver, aka firstborn, older brother, single mother, the uncle, the guardian, the person in charge of the house, you want to watch every part of this video because I'm going to share with you 5 ways to protect your household in a dark and desperate time, regardless of where you are across the world. If you have a family, you're going to benefit from this video, so don't stop watching. I'll see you soon. At the beginning of every year, we have amazing goals that we intend to accomplish in our lives. For some of us, it's winning a soul every week. For others, it's giving tens of millions of naira towards a favorite charity or ministry or church. But for every true believer, one of the things that we always want to do every year is to grow deeper in our relationship with God. We want to read more of the Bible, we want to pray more consistently, we want to fast more sincerely, and we want to get to know God more. But somewhere along the line, life happens. There are bills to pay, there are targets to meet, there are relationships to build. And before we know it, we stop reading the Bible as often as we used to. We stop spending time with God, we get distracted and caught up. If you're in that place right now, I'm not condemning you and I don't want you to be discouraged. I've got an amazing resource for you. This is why I'm happy to present to you copies of my brand new book called Refresh. In this amazing book, you're going to learn how to rediscover and how to relish and enjoy the pleasure of God's presence. It's a 21-day devotional that has lots of powerful content. It has premium material. In this, you will learn the basics of prayer, of waiting on God, of intercession, of reading the Bible, of meditating consistently, so that the Word of God is not like something you're reading from a textbook, but it really transforms your life. And one of the things I really love about it, which many other people have read the book love about it, is that you have places for you to write out what you're going to do with what you've learned. There are also Bible passages that will help you reinforce all the core concepts in the pages of this book. So I wanted to place your order right now. It's going to change your life forever. It's time for you to refresh your walk with God and to grow deeper in the things of the Spirit. Refresh. Hi, my name is Damilola Oluwatoyinbo. I'm the pastor of Kings, and in this video I'm sharing with you 5 ways to protect your home and your family from intrusion, invaders, robbers, thieves, manipulators, whatever else, home breakers, every other bad guy out there. Now, you might be very aware that there's so much distress across the world, and one of the things that is happening is families are being broken apart, they're being compromised, relationships are being shattered, homes are literally being violated and pillaged. How can you safeguard yourself and your loved ones? I'm going to start with the first one. Now, this may seem cliche, it may seem obvious, it may seem usual, but I need to say, you need to become more security conscious. Now, what does that look like? When I was growing up, you could allow people to walk into your compound, to tell people to say hi to strangers. You could welcome people into your home without even knowing who they were or where they were coming from. But these days, as the world has morphed and you have all kinds of creepy people online and offline, you have all kinds of negatively minded people, even on social media, a lot of trolls, you have to become intentional about getting things like CCTV cameras, pepper spray, Swiss knife in your car. You need to become security conscious. For example, who has the keys to your house? Who knows what time you get home? Who knows where you sleep? Who knows how you sleep? Who knows your patterns of alertness? Who has those details? Who do you allow into your space? You need to become more security conscious. Now, for us, it's an ongoing conversation because from time to time, we review our security protocols and say, okay, what else do we need to put in place to ensure that we give ourselves the best chance under God of being protected and being kept safe. It is God that keeps, but there is a role you have to play, and it's the role of being responsible for the things that are within your grasp. The second thing you want to be able to do is focus on checking and double checking the access points in your home. One of the things that I do almost every night, I do it every night, except for some reason I just forget. But I do it, and sometimes I do it multiple times, is I check the locks and the access points in the house. And each lock in the house has multiple layers. So you have to be able to look at that and say, before I go to bed, have I checked the back door? Have I checked the front door? Have I checked the bathroom door? Have I checked the bathroom windows? Are there burglary proof in the house? Is there an alarm system in the house? Is there a manhole in the house? And have I blocked in all those places? Now, from time to time, artisans come to work in your house. There are people who stroll, maybe like domestic staff and all of that. And, sometimes you don't know who has a negative intention. You don't know who has a bad intention. You don't know who's waiting for you at a vulnerable spot or junction. There are so many stories of people being violated, people being assaulted, people being taken advantage of, people being poisoned, people being suffocated while they're asleep, right? And you don't want that to be your experience. So check the gaps, the locks, and review those protocols from time to time. Number 3 is that you have to invest in training your children spiritually and also arming them in terms of their confidence so that they are not lured away so easily. When I was growing up, we didn't hear too many stories of families breaking up. Well, at least I did not. But we heard some stories of robbers. But the one that was very common when I was growing up, right, in the early 90s was people who would be lured by what they call kidnappers. It used to be quite popular, at least the stories were frequent when I was a child. Kidnappers. And these days, people are not being kidnapped physically as much as they are being kidnapped digitally. That people are being lured away into dark rooms, internet dark rooms, cyber spaces where unthinkable things are being done. There was an old woman in my life who said to me that children in her children's school were beginning to experiment with dark magic and the occult, that some of them went as far as looking for coffins to lie down inside because of some kind of dirty content they had seen online, and they had gone into a rabbit hole digging into all of those dark things. So you want to be able to invest in your children, speak words of life over them, protect them with prayer. I'll still talk about prayer later, but you want to be hands-on. Don't delegate your parenting to outsiders or secondary caregivers like teachers at school and stuff. You want to be personally involved. As they begin to grow, begin to tell them that they are bad guys. So for example, our children, they might not know the terminologies like assassins and rapists and all yet. They will soon get to know those details, but we use the term bad guys, and that not everybody is a good guy. And then we have protocols about who they can hug and who they cannot hug, who can touch them and who cannot touch them. From when they were about 2-3 years old, they already knew what their private parts were called, penis. And I just say that. They already knew what their private parts were called. And they were told nobody should touch that except daddy and mommy. And even that only when you are having your bath. And it's not a touch or a fondling. It's that, the sponge goes over that. You get the point. So get into those details and those specifics. Now, number 4. Watch out for digital attacks. Now, there are so many streaming platforms, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix, and there are all kinds of contents that are being pushed down, shoved down people's throats on a daily basis. They are actually amazing or mind-blowing or, like I say, befuddling scenes in some of the content called children's content. They are explicit expressions in many of those shows now. So be very watchful and mindful of the content that you allow in your house. Occasionally, you're going to go into those different platforms and check out what's popping up, what's sliding through, what are they watching. Occasionally, you're going to go into their rooms, regardless of their age, right? If they're under your roof, you have that right. Except, of course, if like you're the father and then there's a grown teenager who has blossomed and you don't want to badge in on her. So there, of course, there are the exceptions. But I'm saying generally, if they're children and you're not violating privacy in the regard of the sexuality or their fidelity or their maturity, you have the right to say, what are you watching? And then where you can, or as much as you can, put up filters, as much as you can put up spam firewalls, as much as you can regulate what they even have the access to, what they have the opportunity of interfacing with. Why? Because it takes just one wrong move for everything to go south. I'm still going to be sharing more with you, but pay attention to this announcement. I may not know much about you, but I know one thing about you. You are struggling with something, you have struggled with something, or you will struggle with something. It could be drugs, alcohol, pornography, gambling, low self-esteem, insecurity, spiritual backwardness, spiritual stagnation. inferiority, envy, lust, jealousy, or some other vice. As human beings, as we navigate through life, different oppositions and hurdles stand in our way, and many times we feel too ashamed or too afraid to seek help, or sometimes we're too tired because we don't believe that there is a way out. Good news is there is always a way out for somebody who receives light. My name is Damilola Oluwatoyinbo, the pastor of Kings. Having journeyed through life for 4 decades plus now, I've seen a multiplicity of struggles, not only in my life, but in the lives of those that I've mentored, coached, trained, and pastored. And now I'm super excited to bring the message of freedom to the nations of the world. So whether you're in Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Canada, United States of America, United Kingdom, I will be coming to you or somewhere around you over the next couple of months as I bring a message around freedom, that you can be free by the wisdom, the grace, and the power of God. Join me on the Freedom Tour. Tell somebody about this and look forward to connecting with you live at one of my events. It's time for you to be free. All right, welcome back. So join me on the Freedom Tour. Tell your friends about it, all your loved ones across the world. Let them know I'm coming to a city close to them. Pay attention to my social media platforms and let's connect. It's amazing. Somebody in my community that I had never seen physically, we met in Kenya. So yeah, you might even be in Nigeria and then we get to meet in America or Canada. Look out for all of that and then support. If you can give, follow the link on the comments, or if you can volunteer, give ideas, give of your time, your camera, your energy. Please be a part of this and let's touch more lives together on the Freedom Tour. Number 5, which is the ultimate point, is you must trust God and pray to Him consistently for your safety and security. It is the Lord that keeps. Don't forget what the word says. Except the Lord builds a house, the builders they labor in vain. Except the Lord watches over a city, those that stay awake, they stay awake in vain. It is vain to work all day, stay up all night to eat the bread of sorrows. It is God that keeps. It says the eyes of the Lord run to and fro, seeking whom He may show Himself strong on their behalf. It said that as the mountains surround Jerusalem, so does the Lord surround His people. It said the Lord will bless the righteous. He will surround him with favor as with a shield. Psalm 91 says He will cover you with His wings. He will hide you under His feathers. So all these other things about having armed security people, having the spam filters on your devices, taking care of your children, looking out for them, they're very important. Locking the keys in your house, changing them occasionally, they're very important. But the ultimate security system, USS, is God. It is God who's able to see what nobody can see. God is able to paralyze people who want to shoot. God is able to cause their bullets to turn to water. God is able to cause negative content to fizzle out before it comes into the place where it can be interfaced with your children. So you've got to trust Him with your life. And don't think that because everything is bad, then things have to be bad for you. You must be able to say, God, I trust You in my life. Let's practice it right now. Let's practice it right now. Say, God, I trust You with my life. I trust You with my family. I trust You with my home. I trust You with my hopes. I trust You with my children. I entrust my life, my children, my resources into Your hands, my investments. I want to think about that. That is the ultimate thing. That relationship with God, that place of trust and dependence on Him. God kept David from Saul. God, He kept Daniel from the lion's den. God kept Noah in the flood. God kept Paul and Silas in the prison. God kept Jonah even in the belly of the fish. God will keep you no matter where you are and what's going on right there. All right, one more thing. The bonus. And this is very important. Look out for other people. Sometimes when we speak about things like this, we become so insulated and suspicious, and we're thinking only about ourselves. We want to encourage you to look out for other people. One of the ways to protect your family, look out for members of your family, and also look out for your neighbors. Be your neighbor's keeper. Look out for your friends. Have this discussion with them. Share this video with everybody connected to you physically and digitally. Let people be a part of your, be a part of the community and let people be a part of your community and your covering circle, if I can use that as an expression. All right, tell me in the comment section which of these points has added value to you, which of these things will you pay attention to, which of these will you begin to implement starting today. Now, don't leave this place until you've liked the video, posted a comment, and shared the video. My name is Damilola Oluwatoyinbo. I'm the pastor of kings, and until the next time, keep on thriving.